Good evening and welcome to Prime of Midlife. It's Friday evening and the weekend is here. And today I am thinking budgeting. But I thought about it earlier today and I'm like, I need to do a budget. And then we got paid this week. So I was looking at my direct debits, etc. and what I pay out. I went through that last year. So I don't have extraneous subscriptions. Anything that I did, like I took out the Times for the 3-month trial or whatever, that's gone. Everything's gone. I am back down to, there is nothing there that I do not need. My most frivolous subscription or payment is for Amazon Prime. And yes, I know I don't particularly need it as such, but yes, I do. Because I cannot get Freeview on my telly because there's a dirty great big oak tree in front of the house. That is why we also cannot do solar, because the quotes that we've had for solar never mentioned it. Now, considering it's at the south and that's where, it's like directly opposite where the panels were being or were going to be, and I said to the guys, please take that into consideration for how efficient it's going to be, and they completely ignored it, so I didn't get solar, I got a wood burner. Which I think is possibly a better plan. So yeah, that's why I have Amazon Prime, because it means that I can get a Fire Stick and I can get some TV programmes, because I cannot get TV programmes on Freeview. The aerial just doesn't work. Patrick has been up in that attic, I don't know how many times. So subscriptions is not something that I need to be doing. Been there, done that. I have cut down my electricity usage. We've got rid of another storage heater. Now, you will have possibly seen my earlier video when I was saying that no heating makes a huge difference. It does. And it makes such a difference that we decided that was not viable. Wasn't viable to just have the wood burner on for a couple of hours at night. Because if I was out all day, the house was just getting so cold. So what we did was we took out the storage heater at the front hall and we put in a slim line panel heater. And it's set to go anywhere between 10 degrees and 13 degrees. Now, if the wood burner's on, I just open the door to the hallway. The heat eventually gets to the panel heater and that stops it having to come on. The water heater, now that I've got rid of the secondary meter, I used to be on total heating with total control, which was similar to Economy 7. I have changed that. I have had the second meter taken out, and that now means that I control my immersion heater. It doesn't come on 4 times a day, because the option was either switched it off altogether or it was controlled by SSE, and it was normally 4 times a day it came on. So that is now me. The immersion heater comes on for 2 hours of a day when I want a bath, and that's it. So that has been another part of just bringing my spend down. The bubble wrap on the windows, huge difference. Huge difference. So that's done as well. And I think for many of us, there is times where we're like, how much more budgeting do you expect us to do? And there's nothing coming up anytime soon on the horizon that the government have said is going to help us. I think there's the £400 payment coming out. But after that, hopefully, because fingers crossed, seemingly the price of gas has come down quite considerably. And if it stays down, then that will make a huge difference. Not so much to us until the price cap comes down, and that's every quarter that gets done. But certainly for the amount that the government is paying for in between the price cap and the cost of the gas. So that means that the government's not spending as much money. So hopefully they'll maybe be able to put some money into increasing wages for nurses or something. Wouldn't that be nice? We'll see. So I've done my direct debits. I've got no subscriptions that I don't need. I've got nothing. I've cut down the energy quite considerably. And if you've seen some of my very first hauls, and especially there's one, I think it was called Not the Way to Shop, and I got so much rubbish. But now that I've turned to the batch cooking, that has made a difference. And also my portion control. I've said already in one of the videos where now that I've worked out how to make little pasties from the shop bought puff pastry, there's also things like if Patrick and I have a meal for two, batch cooked, I could have that for lunch the next day. You know, just a couple of spoonfuls of sauce, and if it's got pasta, rice or potatoes, quite a lot of that, and veggies, and just bulk it up. And that's my lunch, and then for dinner when I come in I just need a sandwich or something. Like tonight, I had the remains of the sweet and sour that we had last night. I had that for lunch, and I still haven't eaten dinner. I don't need anything. It filled me up so much. So I need to be working out things like that. Also, I was up at the local shop tonight. Needed to go and get bread rather desperately. And I had to drop off a lawyer's letter to my mum's lawyers. And I went in the reduced section. I'm just like, oh no, this is just this. There was like 3 or 4 items and they were reduced to like £3 something. It's just not worth it. So hopefully at the weekend I will get some decent shopping done, manage to get some bargains. And tomorrow we have got a new charity for making a difference. I will be going up there tomorrow afternoon to give a donation from the monetisation that I get from YouTube, which is thanks to you guys watching the ads. Thank you so much for that. I was waiting to hear back from a couple of them, and we've heard back, and it would be suitable for me to go up tomorrow afternoon. So we're going to do that tomorrow. So I'll get that up to you tomorrow evening. So that will be tomorrow's video. I'm very excited, can you tell? I love that bit. I love the fact that we can help other people just by watching these videos. It's great, and it just makes me feel so much better about the world in general that I am able to do that on behalf of all of us, because we're such a great community here and we're all wanting to help. And you know, as I say, budgeting can be so difficult just now. But one thing, just as a small caveat, I've seen a few comments, and I get them, I totally do, where people have said, yeah, but someone using the food bank, I know someone that uses the food bank so that she can go to the bingo. I know someone that uses the food bank and she smokes. I know someone that uses the food bank so that they can do this or do that. So what are we supposed to do? Stop all the food banks because someone wants to give themselves a little treat? If you look at the law of averages, if you look at the reports coming out of some of these food banks about the adults that are almost fainting on their feet because they can't feed their children, if you watch the programmes that you've seen about the food initiatives where people are like, I'm so thankful that this has given me the option to not have to go to a food bank because I can afford something, I just can't afford the full shop that I used to be able to. And I think, yes, I can see where you're coming from. Do you know, I work hard for my money, I do. And I'm happy to donate to the food bank. And if someone is doing something that I think should maybe be, you know, should you maybe not buy a loaf of bread first? Do you know something? I don't think it's at the, should you get a loaf of bread first? Personally, I think that they're managing to feed their family. And I think everyone's entitled to a little treat every so often. This mentality that anyone that we are helping should be on their knees is so wrong. People should not have to beg for our help. People should not have to, you know, flagellate themselves with the, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I had such bad habits. You know, they shouldn't have to do that. If someone's struggling, you help them. If you don't agree with it, go and give it to another food bank. Give it to someone, go give it to someone where you know. Give it to a recovery clinic where you know that they're not smoking, they're not drinking, they're not doing anything, because God forbid that they should have a little bit of life to themselves. I know, it irks me, I'm sorry. And as I say, I do get where people are coming from. Do you know, there are people out there who take advantage, but I would say at the moment, the majority of people who are struggling are people who have never struggled before. People who are working are having to go to food banks. And if I'm doing a 40-hour week, you better bet your ass I am having chocolate biscuits. Because that's just going to happen. And possibly crisps as well. So yes, I'm sorry, I got grumpy there, but what can I say? So I hope you're having a good Friday night. I hope you have a good time. And I am off now to go and freeze my cabbage. I'll catch you later.